Yeah, welcome to the Circle of Light meditation. This is weekly. Well, actually, it's not weekly. I'm lying. It's the first and fourth um, Wednesday of every month. So let's see if I can speak into the mic and actually have this work very well. So relatively well as it can. So I wanted to talk this evening about everything's vibration, right? And what does that mean? We think about everything being vibration. It's like our energy, everything we give off, our energy we give off, our thoughts, our beliefs, which create the energy we give off, which contribute to the energy we give off, also creates our reality. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently. And I mean, I think I talk about it a lot to clients all the time anyway, but I think about it a lot too, because I try to practice it, which is, our goal is to create sort of an internal reality for ourselves that then spills out into our external reality. And that actually is a divine law that whatever, if we believe that we are a certain way and our thoughts will contribute to that, we got to be careful of our thoughts, right? For better, for worse. Then inevitably, because that's a divine law, that has to spill out into the universe. It has to, our external reality has to mirror our internal reality. So what do I mean by that? When we, if let's use a not so great example. So I remember somebody I cared about, a past client who I loved, and it was kind of a friend too, said, she was saying, I hate my life. And when she said that, I was like, what's a thought? That's a recurring negative thought. And she said, that's what it is. And I said, wow, like we've definitely declared that, because what happens is the more you think thoughts like that, your reality will begin to reflect that. And the word hate, we want to delete that word from our vocabulary. It's so low vibration. It's so damaging. And this isn't the same as like emotion. So it's like important for her. In her case, it's like, well, what was it that was causing you to feel that way? Why do you feel that way about your life? And so ideally she would clear that as much as possible and get to the bottom of that emotion. What's that about? What is it that she's causing that discontent? Where does it come from? It's often childhood, processing and releasing and clearing the emotions. But the thoughts we think are so, they can contribute to a negative emotional state. So the more we think that, the more we feel bad, we feel off. And then because of the law of attraction, if we think something like, people don't like me, or I'm never going to have enough money, or I can't do it, or, things like that, which those are limiting beliefs. Those come from somewhere. We want to, heal those as much as we can. But if we keep allowing those thoughts in, then it's going to be reflected back to us. Like we'll see that, we're really not able to do it, or we're really not going to feel like we have people that, we're going to feel like people don't actually always like us, because we're creating more of that reality. Now, don't go crazy with this, because I just had a session with somebody today, and she was that I feel like I'm creating these problems for myself because of my thoughts. And I don't think, we can only control our thoughts as much, we can't control every single thought. But when we bring the awareness to a particular thought, we realize that we're having it, we want to try to be like, nope, clear, cancel, delete, flip it around. What's the opposite? I'm learning to believe that my life has meaning, or there's good things in my life, or I know that there are things that I can do, and not, this is an exercise I actually teach clients, and I wrote about in my book, Reframing Automatic Negative Thoughts, where you actually, we don't want to say like everything's great and it's going to be fine, affirmation that we don't really believe, but something that we can accept. Like, I'm learning, I'm starting to see that, I'm starting to believe that. So so we accept it in our hearts, and then and it feels true. And when we say that, then we can, our ego minds, at least our conscious minds, can accept it. So along the lines of that, we're always striving to become better. We're always, that's kind of the goal of being a human and a soul in a human body. We're moving, we're always expanding. We're pieces of that source energy. We are light within our human bodies. And that light is always expanding. And at the same time, there's always an and, right? Because there's very little black and white in the world. It's a lot of gray. Two things can be true at once. And at the same time, we also want to believe that we are perfect and whole as we are, that we do not need to be anything more than we are, that we, and in our present moment, that's good enough. And so when this comes down to the law of attraction and in creating our future selves, which I talk a lot about, envisioning our future selves, what can happen is that we've come up with this vision of who we want to be, how we want to feel, positive present tense. I am in the flow. I have, a loving friend group. I enjoy abundance and how that feels, right? I feel so proud. I feel relieved. I feel happy. I feel joyful. And all that we describe that's how we generate that vibration, right? And what can happen is then we're thinking about that so much and we're not there yet. And so we start to get frustrated and we start to get down on ourselves and we start to, constantly be in a vibration of lack. And that is really tricky because what can happen, and believe me, I've been there, I speak from personal experience, that we are like, well, I'm not there yet. I'm not at that place yet. So I need to constantly be striving and going. And if things aren't feeling like they're flowing, then it must be me. I must be doing something wrong or, whatever it is. So it's kind of a paradox to, at the same time as we're seeking and striving to become our highest and best selves, to also think or believe or come to the real acceptance that, and if that doesn't happen, I'm okay with how my life is now. I'm okay with who I am. I can learn to accept that I love myself as I am, and I'm enough as I am. And these circumstances I'm in are actually good enough. And so the interesting thing that happens is when we accept the present moment, and I'm talking about gratitude, that's the focus for this evening's meditation. When we're in that, we come into that vibration of gratitude, and we talk here of gratitude a lot, gratitude journal. And, a lot of us think, yeah, that's great. What's the point? Well, the point is it brings us in that higher vibrational place. When we come into that place of gratitude, which is accepting our current, present moment circumstances, and not just accepting them, but moving into the flow of even joy, maybe the contentment, right? Is it a lot to strive for, contentment? I don't know. I think really generally is it a lot to strive for happiness? I mean, generally it's like, if we could be content, we're doing pretty well. So being content means that we're giving off a higher vibration, right? When we're content with where we are, we're feeling at peace with where we are, we're giving off a higher vibration. If we're feeling like I'm not where I want to be yet, and I'm frustrated about that, then we're giving off a lower vibration. And so everything that we've visualized, that we've thought of, that our highest and best timeline of that, what we put out in the quantum field, which exists in the Akashic records, when we generate that vision, it can't find us unless our current vibration matches what we seek. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I practice it all the time. I think about this a lot, and it's worked for me. So it's, how do we do both of these things? Because it's tricky to not get attached to the outcome, to the goal, to where we want to be. And we're certainly taught in our culture to always be reaching the next goal and trying to become your best self, and, go to the gym more and train for the marathon, and, try to get followers on Instagram or Facebook, or get likes. It's like always more. And more money, more friends, more whatever it is. And so we're fed that all the time, and it can, and then and the flip side, it's like, well, what if I don't strive for anything? Am I just stagnating? Am I just kind of sitting around and not, trying to become my best self? When really the reality is most of us are doing the best we can. We are striving, but when we accept and have gratitude for what we do have in our life and notice the little things that are present in our life, then we move into that present moment, just being in the flow with what is. And so it's like we want to be in the flow with what is and be in gratitude with what is in our current lives now, and it's about allowing. We in my experience, it's a combination of being intuitively guided. When do we take intuitively guided action? Because we do need to do that. Put something out there, cast your line out. I'm going to use a fishing analogy. It's a good analogy. When you're fishing like this, we take an action. We're casting our line out to put it, try to catch a fish, right? But most people, I'm not a fisherman at all, but I've seen people do it. And I have, caught a few fish anyway, but we're not, you sit there sometimes, you cast the line out and then you wait. And that's part of the beauty of fishing is you're just kind of enjoying the moment, and you're hopefully being at peace in some way. And maybe you catch a fish and maybe you don't. And so, you might sit there for a while and let the line hang for a little while, and then it's time to cast again another spot. And so you cast again another spot. That's really feel like it's similar. I never thought of that analogy before. I mean, the cast your line out is a Paul Simon line from a song. Trust your intuition. It's like going fishing, cast your line out, see if you get a bite. And I love that line, and I used it as a quote in my book. It's from Father and Daughter by Paul Simon. It's a great song. Anyway, but that, if we're constantly like casting everywhere, and I know it's not, the fish aren't there, the fish must be over there, they must be over there, then we're never giving the fish a chance to come to our bait. And that's really what it is that we're trying to do, is we take an action, forward action, we ask somebody, we reach out, we take a risk, which the protective ego, fear, doubt, worry can often try to stop us from doing that, right? Want to keep us in our comfort zone. And then we wait. We just kind of go about our day. Just like there's another metaphor, like go to the restaurant of the universe, you put your order in, you just wait, you're enjoying your conversation. You're not constantly thinking about when your order is going to come. You're not constantly thinking about when's the fish going to catch. I mean, you might do that when you're fishing, but you try to enjoy the experience, whether or not you catch a fish or not. Right. And that's really, I think, how life works. So we're going to do a meditation on really bringing in that vibration of gratitude. Shall we? I can't believe how long I talked, but I think this is really important. And yeah. Okay. So let's take a moment, and if you do comment, feel free to do that. But I may not see it right away. At least it's on Facebook. I'll respond after. Okay. And I love when people comment. If you have any thoughts about this, please share. It's really nice to hear. Okay, so let's do the meditation. So you can close your eyes and take a few deep inhales and slow exhales. Bringing in a lot of expanded space in the lungs, holding the inhale here and then slowly exhaling out. Breathing in light, hope, peace, strength. And as you exhale, just gradually letting go of any stress, worry, tension, letting it fade away. And just breathe normal here now. Allow noticing your breath flowing, noticing the belly rising and falling. And just bring all your awareness to what's happening in your body, the beating of your heart, the rise and fall of the belly, the feeling of air as it flows in through your nostrils, down through your throat, into your lungs, and just imagining this beautiful oxygen circulating through your body. And bring in light. See if you can imagine there's colors of light flowing in as if you're inside of a rainbow. Allowing these different colors, maybe there's one that's stronger than others, just flowing in through your cells, through the top of your head, like you're standing under a waterfall of rainbow light. Allowing your chakras, your energy centers to line up, to balance with the help of this light. And this light is your connection to divine source, to the creator of all that is. And this light raises our vibration as it activates our light bodies. So I'd like you now to bring to mind an area of your life that you are seeking to change, or maybe it's a vision or a goal you have. And just bring that into your mind. Focus on that vision, that intention, what it is that you're striving for, that you're seeking. Call it up. Maybe you place it in a little bubble that's like dangling in front of you. It's like on a path that's laid out ahead of you somewhere. Where is it on that path? And bring to mind all the people connected with that, the emotions you have about that. Even take a moment to label how you feel about that vision of yours, that dream of yours right now. Maybe there's hope, maybe there's optimism, but there also may likely be some fear. Fear of failure, fear of not being enough, fear of rejection. Very common fears. But you can see at some level and feel or experience, and if you can't, do your best, try to do this, what it might be like if this were to be your reality. How would you feel if this dream you were to achieve, if it were to come into your vibration? What would it look? What would your face look like? How would you respond to it? What would you tell people? What would your life be like after that? How would really form the picture, get into the energy, feel into the feeling. Where are you? What's around you? What are you doing with your body? What are you wearing? How does it feel? And describe, use some words. You're proud, relieved, overjoyed, just at peace, trusting, so grateful. Okay, so we're holding that out there. And what we've done is we've just put that in a version of our Akashic records in a future timeline. And now I'd like you to come back as if you're like moving backwards in the path, back to where you are in your starting place, where you are right now. And take a mental assessment of how close do you feel to that vision? As you look forward in the path, do there seem to be a lot of obstacles between you and that future dream, that future you? How close do you feel to that right now? Maybe you feel close to it, that it's just a few more steps, or maybe it seems really far away. That how do I even get there from here? Whatever it is, try not to judge. Just notice. Now, I'd like you to imagine, and this is interesting, that future vision is like a balloon that you've been holding on to really tightly, and you're going to let that balloon go. I'd like you to release that dream. Just see if you can do this. Let it go. This is an eco-friendly balloon, so you release it off into the ether and it becomes one with the universe. It floats away in an environmentally friendly way. And maybe there's some sadness or anxiety about releasing that dream. But what you're doing is you're trusting, you're letting it go. You're trusting that it's going to find its way to the place it belongs. And that maybe you'll find it someday. But you also might not. And having released that dream, let go of that balloon, I'd like you to come back to your current self and just focus on what is good in your life right now. What are you grateful for in spite of letting that go, whether it comes back to you or whether you find it in the future or not? What are you proud of right now? Maybe it's as simple as having a strong body or eating healthy sometimes. Or maybe you have a good friend that you are so grateful for. Anything. Maybe it's just living in a beautiful place. There's some trees near where you live. Maybe you don't have some of those things, but you could probably find one. I'd like you to focus on that. And then think of others. I am grateful for blank. I'm going to give you a few moments to make a list. See if you can come up with at least 5, maybe 10 things right now that you feel grateful for, that you are pleased with, that you're content with, that you feel good about, and have them be different. So let's take a moment and do that. And as you do this, by the way, think of a few reasons why you're grateful for that piece, that element in your life. Really describe it. It generates more energy around it. Maybe you're give you a few more minutes, another minute here to continue generating these gratitudes, feeling your heart open, just receiving the goodness here that is in your life right now. And breathing into it, soaking it up like a sponge, like this is your sponge, this beautiful liquid light, these beautiful liquid vibrations of these wonderful things in your life you're soaking them up at a deep level. Feel your heart opening, feel your energy expanding out into the space around you. The light, as your energy is stronger, the light is flowing. There's a current moving through your body, and your heart is just so rich and full. And that dream is still out there, but you're not even thinking about it. You've given it to God, given it to the angels, trusting that if it's meant to be, it will be. You might have some soul lessons to learn along the way. And that's part of your soul contract. That's part of your soul plan. But you are deeply trusting that you are being guided every step of the way. And at the very least, if all else fails, just being grateful brings you a sense of peace and joy in some way in your heart. So taking a deep breath in and a slow exhale, feel all your guides, your spirit guides, guardian angels, archangels, loving ancestors that you'd like to have with you, bringing these loving beings around you. They're surrounding you and just hugging you, circling you, holding hands around you, supporting you. Soak up this love. You are loved. You are loved. You are one with the light. Say this in the I. I am love. I am loved. I am one with the light. Say that a few more times. I am loved. I am loved. I am one with the light. I am loved. I am loved. I am one with the light. Deep breath in, slow exhale out, coming into gratitude with your hands in prayer position, your heart center, just giving thanks, honoring yourself, honoring this divine light and unconditional love that's been surrounding you. See if you can smile. And then you can come back into your body, stretching out and opening your eyes. So how do you feel? It's pretty cool, right? Hopefully you were able to come up with a few things you're grateful for. And if not, just keep working at it. That's actually an exercise I ask clients to do. I recommend some clients do every day. What am I grateful for? 10 things. Do it every day for like a week or two, or maybe even what am I proud of that I did today? What do I feel good about? And that really just starts we need to reprogram sometimes, or a lot of times, our brains, because we're so programmed to look for the negative. And we have a lot of limiting beliefs in there. All of us do, that we picked up from childhood, carried on from past lives. And often it's from parents or any adult really that we look up to can come in that way. And those that can take the shape of this protective negative ego. And we really want to clear those. So the gratitude, listing gratitudes will start to shift and reprogram your brain. And, sometimes doing things like those little mantras I said, I am love, I am loved, I am one with the light. You could, put them in Post-it notes, come up with ones you like. Maybe you don't like, maybe you have some others you like rather than those, but program them into your phone as little appointments to yourself so they pop up. And then eventually it starts to become habit, it starts to become second nature that you just think these things. And it takes time. It takes weeks, months to really shift, but it can be done. And it's a matter of not allowing those really low vibrational thoughts in. Here's that thought train coming in. You're not getting on that train. Just let it go by. You can say things like, go away, stop, flip the thought, clear, cancel, delete. I do that when thoughts come in and I here's a thought. And instead of listening to it, I say, nope, go away, push it away. And I instantly come up with a new thought that feels better. And doing this reframing automatic negative thoughts exercise, which I do with clients a lot to help them come up with them. Really powerful. When you come up with the new thought, it's already in your consciousness. You can retrieve it pretty easily. There's a chapter of it in my book, as I mentioned, but so it can be hard to do on your own because it's like getting in your own head. Feel free to reach out to me and I can help you do it. All right. I think that's all I got for you this evening. And thank you all for sharing here. It's there's analogies, water, gardening. It's cool that you like that. And yes, we hold on to things for sure. It's so good to release. Thank you for sharing that, Shannon. And yeah, and probably there's some comments here that I'm not seeing, but anyway, hope this was helpful in some way. And as always, wishing you all much love, many blessings. What's coming up? Let's see. Well, I'm going to be on vacation, as a lot of us are. Hopefully the rain will stop in Maine. It's been raining just so much, but the good news is I don't have to water my garden. It's just getting watered. All the plants are so happy. So I won't be doing the meditation next week as I normally do. And what else is coming up? New Earth Collective gatherings. There's this Tools for the Awakening Soul online course, which goes along with my book. And if you are reading my book, or if you want to get it and you're looking for support, to videos and meditations to go along with it, and I have recorded teachings that go along with each chapter. This online course, it's like a mini book club, self-paced online course, is also available for you to check out. It's a great way to just have like a companion to the book. We're going to be doing a New Earth Collective, which is a monthly community that meets, and these meditations are actually part of that community, but I open it up to the public. We'll be doing a gathering in September specifically about the book. Like, where are you at in the book? It's called Tools for the Awakening Soul, as many of you know, a guide to activate your intuition and uncover your life's purpose. We'll be talking about, where are you stuck and what do you need help on? Are you doing the writing exercises in the book? Are you feeling like you're skipping some? Are you, just having, a supportive space to talk about the book in September in the New Earth Collective. So that kind of goes along, and there's some discounts if you sign up for the online course to be in the New Earth Collective. If you sign up for the New Earth Collective, you get a discount for the course. So I really hope that people who are reading this book, feel that they have the support to make it through it and to do all the work, because I designed it to be hopefully transformational, because it's all the things I did for myself and I do with clients. I put in there most of them. I didn't put everything in there, stuff about hypnotherapy and regressions. It's kind of hard to write about in a book. That's the next book. But inner child, ego, developing your intuition, accessing the Akashic records, a lot of the ego stuff is really important. So hopefully you'll check that out. I'll put the link in here for that online class, the Tools for the Awakening Soul online course, and the New Earth Collective as well. Okay, happy summer. Many blessings and much love. Thank you all for being here as always. Bye.